That's not gambling advice there. Plus 158 on the Pats making the playoffs. That's terrible value, and I wouldn't touch it. That's my advice. Please gamble responsibly. I would my advice: don't gamble on that. Okay, don't gamble that thing. Plus 158 to make the playoffs.
She's on FanDuel TV, right?
Yeah. Well, if you're going to FanDuel, do your thing, but that wouldn't be a thing I do. This just hit me as I listen to this, and I get more and more annoyed by the
real-time reaction watching you listen to that.
By the lack of anything to say about this team, because it's June 5th, and OTAs are not all that helpful in figuring out if a team can play or not. Huh. They're going to suck, aren't they? They're going to be the Red Sox. They're going to be the Red Sox.
They're going to be better than a four-win team.
They are getting set up to be the Red Sox. Oh, hammer, they'll make the playoff. Oh, hammer the over. What? Based on what? Someone explain that other than just rattling off the names that they've put on the roster. How do you know that any of this comes together and works?
Good defense.
They're suck.
Experienced head coach. Good young quarterback.
They're going to suck.
Some pieces on offense. If you wanted to make the argument that you're making, I would say...
They didn't get Drake May enough. You want to talk about a running back? When you're talking about the running back and how you drafted Travion Henderson, and that's part of the reason you're going to be good, you don't know what makes for good football teams.
Not what I would lead off with.
I wouldn't be bragging about a running back. That's the wrong answer.
You didn't mean
they're going to get Travion Henderson. Yeah, he's a running back. Uh-huh. That's awesome. No, you're right. That's what's going to make them good. I'm not dumping on Kay Adams because she just happens to be the latest person to be saying all of those things.
All the good
nice,
things. Right.
Like nice.
She's fluffing it.
That's a nice, tidy clip that summarizes everything everybody's been saying. So excuse me for being the one that's the contrarian and getting nervous hearing all of this, because I feel like we're getting set up to watch a team just like the Red Sox this year. I'm like John Henry. I got burned by Chaim Bloom. Not going to do that with the new guy. I got burned by the Red Sox. I'm not doing that with the Patriots.
No, you got some hard ass as a coach. I think that's going to be the difference. And maybe the Henderson pick here, being a second rounder, ignites a fire under Ramondre's ass as far as protecting.
And that means what? And explain how that means anything.
We're going to be able to run the ball.
How many wins is that worth?
Well, the way they're going to win is more of that's more the question. How are you going to win? I think they're going to try to run the ball a lot. I do. I don't think you should spend too much time talking about all the receivers. I would start talking about which lineman can block and which running back do you want to tote the rock the most.
I'm in a lot of trouble if that's how they're winning, though.
That's how they're winning.
Because I expect Drake May to take that big jump with Josh McDaniels in this offense to look
agree with that, but
like a modern offense.
Oh, by the way, your quarterback has one career win.
That's the one thing, by the way, that scares me.
Oh, is it?
Watching this Red Sox team.
He and Joe Milton have the same wins?
No, but it's the learning how to win thing. Haven't we seen that with the Red Sox? Them trying to flip the switch this year and be like, hey, now we're going to be a competitive team, and then the roster not really knowing how to win?
The comparisons are, we're close. We're close. We feel we're close. Like, we got that from Mayo and the crew a year ago. We're close. We're in these games, you know?
But have they had that moment yet that you've talked about with Parcells coming in and saying, are you guys tired of losing yet? And that kind of flipped the switch for you guys back then?
It's coming from this guy.
Has to, right?
And maybe something happened over this past week with him and Diggs, to where he got his ass in here, didn't even do the physical, but is out there in a helmet running around on the field, risking things. Maybe that was a come to Jesus week for him, you know? And maybe it sets the tone for the team. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I still think it's a work in progress with him. You know, how many days is he going to be here? What's he going to look like once minicamp? You see him there, and then you see a regular camp. But he's going to start the season on PUP. Like all of August, he'll be on PUP. So he's not going to play in preseason games. I think a big question right now is where's Terrell Williams? You know, you're worried about where's your defensive coordinator? And he's keeping up, I guess, on Zoom and contacting guys, but that's much different than being on hand or having the ability to be there, grab a guy, and move him. It's like Scars talked about. He goes, I couldn't coach him more because I'm not coaching on Zoom. I can't do it. I need to demonstrate. I need to be able to make contact with the person. So he's looking at me in the eye, and he's taking what I'm giving him. That's something to watch here. I don't know anything on it. I'm just saying I hope whatever health scare he had, and nobody knows what it is. I just remember, Adrian Clem. He had some issues with the blood clots and stuff. And he went away for a while, never really got back. So I know they're keeping their fingers crossed and hope they caught stuff in time, I guess. Just going off what Mike said last time, that, hey, it scares you a little bit, but he's taking care of some things, and we're looking forward to getting him back. Question is when. It's probably for regular camp, right? They're probably looking at it saying we can micromanage this through the OTAs and the 2-day mini camp, but let's get you through the 4th of July, and then we'll get you back here and get you up and running.
Do you know what this team could look like, Tim McCone? It could look like the 2018 Tennessee Titans. They ranked 6th in the NFL in rushing yards.
That's pretty good.
In the league. That is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
6th in the league in rushing yards.
Derrick Henry, though.
They were 13th. They also had Dion Lewis, who rushed for almost 600 yards that year. Right. They also had 15 rushing touchdowns, which had them 13th in the league. Okay, so 6th in rushing yards, 13th in rushing touchdowns.
Top half. Yep.
In the league. Yeah, do you know where they ranked in points for in the league?
Probably bottom half.
27th in the NFL. There were only 5 teams worse than the Tennessee Titans at putting points on the board. They did, however, win 9 games. They went 9-7.
Yeah, that's about where you're at. And the rushing keeps the ball from going in the air, and it speeds the game up. So like all those other teams, whoever's ranked 1 through 5, they're probably not scoring a ton of points either. Because you're keeping the ball on the ground, you're chewing clock, you're not up and down, it's not a track meet.
They also did not make the playoffs.
Yeah. That could happen here.
Oh, pound v. pound playoffs. Oh, don't you have to take that? No, you don't. Nope. They're not even close to earning that respect. No, absolutely not. Travion Henderson. How silly is that?
If that's really the formula,
And there's
though,
a chorus saying that, by the way.
then is Drake May not the quarterback that we think he is? If that's really going to be the formula that they're using here?
No, it's going to be like Harbaugh with the Chargers wasting Justin Herbert.
You ever watch those games?
That would be my comp. Are they going to do that? Is that the route they're going to take?
You sit there and you're sad watching the Chargers play.
They're wasting their quarterback.
And he keeps like hitting him on the shoulders and slapping him on the butt. Like, rah-rah coach. You're the old ball coach with the whistle around your neck and your khakis on and your hat pulled down over your head. That's great and all. That kid's 6'5", 250. And he can throw it 80 yards. He's hands off a lot. But that's what Harbaugh does. That's how he wins. Then you get in the playoffs, you get your ass kicked.
I was to say there's a ceiling to that. Yeah.
Finished 11-6, though.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a pretty good year. 11-6, pretty good year.
I just think, I want to reiterate this point. Nothing should be a given or automatic with this team because you rattle all the names off the sheet. Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, Drake May, Travion Henderson. That doesn't mean anything to me because I don't know. And I think people are jumping to premature conclusions.
Say Julian Edelman was there
about
this week
how
in
this
practice.
looks.
Yeah. It's just that's the easy thing to say about the team, I think. Just look at their offseason. Look at the big money they spent. Look at the draft picks. There's a young quarterback. There's your new staff. McDaniels has had fun with calling offenses here. We'll see.
And I do think that rattling off of the names and whipping everybody into a frenzy of happiness around how great the Patriots are going to be in 2025. I think that may have been what crept in when people were like, well, the Pats can maybe just move on from Stephon Diggs. As if they could afford that.
Right.
As if they could afford to just do that.
Couldn't.
Well, you said it was on the table.
So it was on the table, but I also prefaced with I wouldn't cut him.
Yeah, no way.
I said, what did I say? I said Drake May needs him. That was my statement.
Chris Canty is
that part
ripped
out.
into the Patriots, by the way. And Diggs.
The good Chris Canty. There's two Chris
Yeah, the other
Cantys
Chris
out there.
Canty.
I experienced a really bad
The one that won
okay?
the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The Chris Canty on ESPN, that Chris Canty is ripped into the Patriots and Diggs for this situation. And I'm not ripping into anybody on that one. That's where I am happy. My happy place is the Diggs conversation.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.